this world has been connected. And now darkness within darkness awaits you.
In the end, every heart returns to the darkness whence it came.
My name is Ansem. I reach for the darkness.
One who knows nothing can understand.
Good tidings, everybody. Welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. This is episode 201 of the longest running and Million Dreams award winning Kingdom Hearts podcast in the multiverse. I'm Mike, and with me as always is Jason. Hello, Jason.
Yo, we are so back.
We're so back right now. Episode 201. I think that means it's episode 50 of season 2. I don't know. We might drop the season thing. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Also joining us today, a very special guest, the love of my life, my beautiful girlfriend, Tara. Hello, Tara.
Hello.
Some might say you're the third SpikeGhetti bro.
Am I a bro or am I the first SpikeGhetti gal?
The first SpikeGhetti gal. I love that. On the Mount Rushmore of SpikeGhettiness. So, what's going on, guys? What are we talking about today?
I don't know. I really liked hearing the
Talking about-
MDA award winning.
Reconnect.
Yeah. We're here
Yeah.
to talk about Reconnect. So, like this, if you're, some of you might be new listeners because we did, because of Reconnect, I think a lot of people found us for the first time. This isn't going to be like specifically a Kingdom Heartsy episode, so to speak. It's going to be more of we're going to talk about our experience at what was one of, I'll speak for myself, the best weekends of my life at Kingdom Hearts Reconnect in Dallas, Texas. So if you're expecting like, oh, what's the lore behind Riku's car key blade? That's not happening this week. I apologize. Maybe next week.
Maybe
we'll come
next
back with
week,
some of that.
yeah.
Maybe next
You'll
week.
come back to that.
And by next week, I mean in 2 weeks, because we're still a bi-weekly show, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
true.
yes.
I mean, we haven't been either of those things, but we're very we are very Reconnect was very revitalizing for me as far as like content creation goes. So
And as a person.
and as a person, for sure.
Well, besides like the illness, but it's like fine.
Yeah, we did get a bit sicky. So I apologize if there's some coughs or sneezes on this episode. I'll try to edit them out best I can. But I you could probably hear it in my voice a bit. I got a bit of a sinus thing going on from Reconnect. No COVID though. COVID free.
COVID
Since
free.
93.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, anyway, let's talk about Reconnect. We were all there in person. We were there Thursday to Monday in
Yeah.
Dallas, Texas. Never
Mhm.
been to Texas before. I don't
me
know that
neither.
we got a really good
Me
impression
neither.
of what Texas is about. We didn't do a lot of traveling.
It's just kind of flat and hot. And like,
I said to my family that it was
Yeah.
like a lot of just like highways and then buildings.
Right.
Like
and where the hotel was, it was kind of in an area that was like very like officey, like commercial,
industrial, yeah.
like not
even when we
very,
were in the
like-
other areas, there's like so many buildings that were just like the exact same. Like so many houses that looked like the exact same, or like condos or apartments and shit. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, driving from the airport, it was quite a
experience.
There was a lot of abandoned buildings and such, which any giant city like that has that. So I'm not
For
hating
sure.
on Dallas. I will say our Uber driver made the joke of the weekend
Oh yeah, I forgot about
when he
that.
learned our names, he asked if we got a discount at TJ Maxx. And
we were like, what?
in my head, I was like, did he think I said my name was Max?
Yeah,
But then
I
he
was cringing hard because I thought the
Right.
same thing.
Me too.
And then he pointed at Tara, and then Jason, and me, TJM. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, we don't,
He
we
came
don't
up with
get
that, like,
surprisingly
surprisingly quick too.
yeah.
he
Like,
put
damn.
that together. I wonder how many TJ and M's he rides with, because that was like, that's pretty
Maybe a
wild.
lot. Maybe we're his like third TJM of the day.
Yeah, maybe.
He
Maybe.
just is reusing it every time.
He like learns people's names, and he goes, damn, no TJ Maxx joke today.
Ah,
Damn
at
it.
least
it
we were
next
able to
time.
check the box for him that day.
Yeah, hey, shout out. I don't remember his name, actually. But
I
shout out
don't
to
Yeah,
him.
I
either.
remember.
Shout out to
Ooh.
him, legend, great Lyft driver. We got to the hotel and immediately were ambushed by some of the most loving people in the SpikeGhetti community, that were just ready to meet us and hug us and say hello. And that, I guess we can talk about this now. That to me is like the SpikeGhetti crew, the SpikeGhetti cult, if you will.
Yeah, the cult of SpikeGhetti.
The cult of SpikeGhetti was out in force. We were an overwhelming presence at the event, not because of me and Jason and Tara, but because of all the friends and people that were there, and it made it such a incredibly rewarding experience for me, at least. Meeting people that I've talked to for such a long time in person,
Years.
and years, and getting to hug them and talk to them and hang out with them and make jokes and drink with them.
Drink.
It was such an incredible experience, and it started from the jump when we got there.
Yep. Immediately saw Coach Lands, MDA
Coach Lands.
award-winning.
The
Lands of
MDA award winner
Masters.
for challenge runs, Lands of Masters. Coach
Hashtag
Lands was
respect
there.
the master.
Hashtag respect him. You got to do it. Congrats to him on that win, by the way. Well
Yes,
deserved.
absolutely.
I forgot what I was gonna say because
You said I want to take this time.
I want to take this time to apologize to the Nilo Las Colinas Hotel.
Dude, I'm not
For our
sorry,
behavior.
dude. I'm not sorry. We were lied to, dude. We were set up. We were lied to.
It's true.
And their hotel sucks, frankly. Okay,
Oh,
Dang.
there's like no carpet. There's like no soundproofing whatsoever. It's not my fault, bro.
it's true. Well, the first night we were very loud and rowdy, and they closed the bar at 11. I want to say.
Yeah.
And then we went down to this like common. Well, we were in the lobby, and then the guy working there was like, "Hey, there's a room down there. You guys can be as loud as you want." And we were like, "Oh, for real?"
Yeah, that's so we
So
were
we
told
went down
that.
there,
We're
And
like,
then 2
oh.
days later, we got yelled at for being loud in that room. So I was under the impression that that room, for however they had it set up, the guests in the rooms couldn't hear us, but that was just a lie by that guy to get us out of there. So
Out of his
just to
way.
get,
yeah.
yeah.
Honestly,
out of
no,
the
I
immediate
didn't-
area.
I didn't think that the hotel was that bad overall, in my experience, I guess.
Yeah,
but
Tara's kind of a hotel connoisseur, so I guess give us your take on the hotel, dear.
I don't know, like, I totally get, like, the aesthetic thing, like, the cement walls and stuff were kind of just strange, but I don't know. I didn't sleep poorly, which I usually do in hotels.
I think it was just because we were like throwing ragers like every day.
Yeah,
Like, there's no
it's
way you could
true.
have slept poorly.
That's true. We were like up every fucking night so long. But I don't know, they had like amenities that worked out. Like I've been at shittier hotels, I guess, is what I would like to say. But
We have
Um,
stayed in shittier hotels.
yeah, and it like
Put
the fact
on
that
the
it was like
fucking sign.
yeah, put that on the sign. Yeah.
Nilo Las Colinas Hotel. We've been in shittier ones. That's their new.
I guess I
Like
just
the
wasn't.
actual venue where Reconnect was held
Yeah.
was like a nice room, like that. Those like three little rooms.
Meeting
I
rooms?
liked that area, and
Me
the bar
too.
was nice.
And I liked
Like
the pool.
rooms, the pool was really nice too. It would have been nicer if they would have set up the fucking pool bar and shit out there too.
Yeah,
Get some
that's
people out there.
true.
They could have
Well,
made
I
so
wonder
much
if
more
that's-
money.
Right.
I wonder if they use that for like events out there.
Yeah, I wonder if like someone with Reconnect would have had to like book that.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, the rooms themselves were dog. At least mine was. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean I like how they were trying to go for a more modern feel, but it ended up just being like very jail cell.
It was like claustrophobic as shit. I'm like running into the bed just trying to like come out of the bathroom.
Yeah, I was gonna say we didn't have
bathrooms
the
were
same experience
terrible.
because your room had 2 beds, whereas ours just had the one.
The 2 bed room was like ass. Anyway, I don't like, it's not really that big a deal. It wasn't like I was in my room very much.
Yeah, it wasn't make or break for the thing.
It's literally only in there to sleep.
Literally, and
what I was
change.
getting at before Jason just wanted to absolutely trash the hotel is that they were very patient with us as a group of people. I feel like, you know, they could have been, you know, they did tell us to quiet down a few times or whatever, but they could have been real big assholes and just, you know, it could have been
I think
worse.
they were as patient as they could possibly be as someone that works at a hotel.
Yeah,
and honestly, like the last day where we were all at the pool, like they could have easily yelled at us more. Like for like having outside alcohol and stuff, and they didn't yell at us at all for that. So
that is true. Anyway, I didn't realize we were gonna do a hotel review, but there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there's the hotel review.
There's the hotel review.
4 out of 5 stars.
4 out of 5 stars. Would stay again. Not the worst hotel I've ever stayed at. There's a review.
I think it was like no, but I know in all seriousness though, like I think they chose a good location for the event.
Yeah,
it was by like enough things like that we could
easily
go find food at or whatever.
Yeah.
The
pool was really nice as well.
The pool was very nice. As far as the event goes, what an incredible event put on by
absolutely
KH Guides and crew.
Yes.
Everybody was so helpful with the event. We had some like very specific demands with the ARP Live that we kind of put on them last minute, and they were just completely
just due to circumstance,
just due to circumstance and stuff. And they just like met them, no problem. Yep, no problem. We got you guys, not a big deal.
And like they never, you know, these type of huge events, they're very stressful, very time consuming, and I never ever like got the vibe that like they were getting overwhelmed or like kind of putting stress onto anybody else. Everybody was just like, you know, having a great time and just doing their best. And if stuff wasn't perfect, you know, we didn't like sweat the details, you know, we were all just there to have a good time.
Yeah. And so I just want to say thank you to Guides and his team for putting on such an incredible event. We've done charity streams before, Jay, where even just those where I'm sitting in one chair doing one thing and planning all that is just like one of the most stressful experiences I've experienced. And so I can't even imagine when you have to control all the egos of everybody that you're having and, you know, do things and all that stuff. I can't even imagine having to do that. So, and they've been so cool about like VODs and like,
like getting content out to people right away.
Right. And I, you know, Guides and Mrs. Guides in particular, just incredible people who really just wanted to celebrate the spirit of Kingdom Hearts. I can't imagine they made any money on this event. I can't imagine they, you know, thought they were going to. You know what I mean? That's not why they did it. They did it for the good of Kingdom Hearts and the Kingdom Hearts community and the people that were there. And so just an incredible event put on by them. And so I just want to say thank you to them while we're here on the podcast. But ARP Live was so much fun. I kind of said this during the ARP Live, but like when this podcast started to take off a little bit, my like dream scenario was I want to do this podcast in front of a live crowd. And I got to. And that's just like and that's kind of the theme of the weekend is if I died tomorrow, like my content creation journey is everything I've wanted it to be now, right? Now I'd love to do more and continue to do more, but like that was like the main goal I set for us is like a live podcast in front of people, live people. And it was just an incredible feeling. And so thank you to everybody who came out and watched us and said all the nice things and sang along with the Dark Road song and tried to interrupt me by going, during the podcast. That it was an absolutely incredible time. Thank you to Damo and thank you to Kim and Fabio for coming on as well.
Yes.
Honestly, if we didn't have those 3 guests, I don't know what our podcast would have been.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it would have been tough to do it any other way. And I know we're kind of 2 shows. We're kind of like an interview show where we'll have guests on and talk to people. and then we talk about like just random Kingdom Hearts like lore and shit, right?
Yeah.
And so we definitely leaned into the interview part of our show for the live podcast, but I think that's great. I think, you know, Damo just such a you know, I don't want to say of all the people I met, but like he just like one of the most welcoming dudes. He told us multiple times like I came here to meet, you know, Bio and Water and you two. And like that's just like such a nice fucking thing to say about somebody. You know what I mean? And just like the
true.
coolest dude. Just
True.
MDA Content Creator of the Year.
Yeah, Content Creator of the Year. Damo.
Well deserved, and just the nicest dude, and just you know, I'm gonna say this a lot, I feel like, but it was like meeting an old friend, right?
Yeah.
And you never know how people are gonna be in real life, but everybody I met was just so cool and so lived up to like the good like persona they portray on the internet,
Right.
Right.
I don't know if Jay has anything to say about the ARP live before I get into it, but I just want to say, like, from the outside, like, it was kind of cool having, like, an outside perspective of it all because you guys were participants in, like, a lot of it, you know? And I was watching a lot of it. But that specific event was just so cool watching from the outside. Just because there was so... I don't know, you get in your head of, like, what you think the event's going to be like. And then, you know, I listened to you guys record this podcast, like, a lot. I mean, I hear Mike from upstairs probably 90% of the podcast every week. So I don't know, like, I was like, I'm not really going to, like, understand. Because, I mean, I've played through the games and everything, but I don't have a lot of the background that everyone else does, but it was so much cooler live than I think that I could have ever imagined. Like, you guys couldn't have done a better job with the way that it was set up. Just because it was engaging. Like, I feel like anyone walking in to that panel could like understand what was being talked about, and that is so important because especially for that setting, because you don't want to just like be talking about something that you've been talking about, you know, for episodes and episodes or something, and just have someone have no idea what's going on. You set it up in a way that it was understandable and relatable for everyone, which I think is so cool. And it was so like, I don't know, endearing to watch in person because people were so enthralled and it was just like so exciting. So I just needed to get that out there. Yeah.
That's so sweet.
What the fuck?
I don't think Tara's ever said such nice things about the Ansem Report podcast in her life.
Well, it's just like it's so sad because I'm not a listener like I feel like I should be. I don't listen to like many podcasts at all, even though like I also create one. But yeah, I don't know. Like I've been to panels and things like that before at events similar, and you just never know like what to expect or like what people are gonna say. But it was just, I don't know. It was like, oh, like maybe I do need to go back and listen to the beginning, like all the way through now that I listen to things more at work now. I was like, oh, maybe I need to start to understand, you know? And I hope that's like what other people are taking away from it that maybe didn't have as much knowledge too. So like maybe they'll be doing the same thing where they're starting from the beginning because they saw you guys in person or they're seeing it now on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to go and like look at the stats to see if people like went back to the first episode after that.
I will tell you, when I was on YouTube the other night, I was just looking at our analytics, and you know we have videos that like for whatever reason have like evergreen like people like for some reason
YouTube just always pushes them type thing.
One of our VODs of playing FF15 that I called the Prompto Weight Loss Challenge because it's when we watched the anime.
Yeah.
And he has that episode where he's like a chubby kid losing weight. That video just always has views. I don't know why. Weekly, monthly, you know, it always has views.
The challenge.
A lot of our Toy Story 3 Let's Play for whatever reason gets
Dude,
a lot of views.
We have to replay that.
We do. It's a great game.
It's a banger.
But I will tell you that this week, every single video in that was an Ansem Report podcast video.
Dang.
So we've definitely
guys.
there was definitely an effect where people were going to and like it was mostly like interview episodes, right? It was like, oh, the first time Damo was on, or when Pat was on, or when Guides was on, you know, like so it was a lot of that. But that's just really cool to see, and like we we gained a bunch of subscribers, we gained a bunch of followers on Twitter, we get, it was just, or X, I'm sorry, X.
So many people in the Discord too. Welcome to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
All the new homies.
I said this at the beginning kind of, but if you're listening for the first time, welcome. Like we're happy to have you here. And my biggest achievement, I've not realized my biggest achievement from the weekend is making my girlfriend possibly a fan of my podcast. Because I don't know that it was the case before, but
I'm always supportive.
You are.
I don't know if it's like the focus or the patience for podcasts usually. Like I just like when I was listening, when you guys first started doing it, I was listening at 1.5 speed because I can't handle I don't know.
It's a very
weird.
passive thing. Right?
Yeah, it's weird because I just for some reason I don't have the patience for it. Like I do like reading a book,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's because I have that thing where I don't comprehend when someone's like speaking it as well as me like reading it on paper. So
right.
Like somebody else's voice rather than like your internal voice or whatever.
Right, absolutely. So I don't know. I thought it was so cool and it was like, I don't know.
Thank you, dude.
I don't know how to describe it any more than I did, but it was very cool.
We'd also be remiss if we didn't mention Fabio and Kim, who
absolutely.
Tried to make me cry.
Right. Melted the hearts of everybody.
I was
on
like,
the pod.
damn, like how can you even get a cuter couple than that?
Right. just adorable, completely like ruined the vibe of what the podcast typically is because we're kind of
usually
like, we're degenerate, we're grimy, we're but they were just like, oh yeah, we actually love each other, and it's just like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
When he was like, the reason we called it Oathkeeper is because there's like a relationship between the two of us where we love each other and it's similar. I was just like, oh.
I was like, am I gonna cry right now?
Right.
I probably am.
just so and just two people that again felt like I've known them my whole life.
Absolutely.
And it was just catching up with people as opposed to meeting them in person for the first time.
Yeah, it was like a family reunion, but I actually like my family type of vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can't say that I like my family as much as the people that we met this weekend.
Like there was multiple points where I would just be like standing like at the bar or like in one of the like common areas, and I could literally do a 360, and it was just love everywhere. Everybody's laughing, having a good time, and just like having those random like self-aware moments where it's like, damn, dude, like this is like might be the happiest place on earth like at this exact moment, dude. Like this is so crazy.
I kept referencing that scene in The Office when Steve Carell came back.
During
it's like the last
wedding.
episode during the wedding, and he goes, all my kids have grown up and they're marrying each other, because I kept like looking around and like one person who is interacting with another person, and I didn't even think about like them talking to each other. You know what I mean? Just like stuff like that. And I was just like, and before we move on, quick back to the podcast, something that's really funny that happened is we met Bambina there, and after we were back home, I don't know if we rated her or we went over there to drop a follow or whatever. And she was like, oh my gosh, I loved your guys' live podcast. It was so much fun. On the way home, though, I started listening to it, and it's just a really different vibe. And I was like, yeah, you're 100% correct.
It was like 2-3 years ago.
Well, no, she started listening to like 199.
Oh, okay.
And
it's a little degen. Come on.
We started that episode going, we're not going to cuss. And then I was like, fuck. Like, so I was like, yeah, we're a little bit deranged. I apologize. She goes, no, it's okay. It's funny. I just didn't expect it. And that means we did a hell of a job cleaning up our act.
Yeah,
and I blame Fabio
nuts.
and Kim mostly. Because they definitely, their heartwarming love story just kind of changed the trajectory of who we are, I feel like.
Yeah, Bambina, go watch like the water and whale combo episode. It'll be like at least a bit more similar.
That's true. That one's very similar in scope because those two are just adorable. We'll get to them more later.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to say about the live podcast? Oh, the Dark Road Take Me Home brain rot. I don't. I knew that would go over big if we did it, and so I asked Fabio if he'd be down. And shout out to our boy Nesquick for bringing the acoustic guitar
True.
for us to use, because
Yes.
there was no
True.
way I was packing an acoustic guitar and bringing it halfway across the country. But he came in huge for that.
True.
And so shout out to Nesquick.
Yes.
So
We couldn't have
another
done it without
person
him.
I was so happy to meet this weekend. Or that
True.
weekend.
Wish he could have been with us more, you know?
Oh,
Right,
absolutely.
But I guess I just completely underestimate how important that stupid parody song is to people.
People love that song.
People fucking love that song. It's so stupid. Like, it's like, I would.
Wait, so
It's not stupid.
my sister, this is like a side note. So my sister's in Germany at Oktoberfest right now, and apparently like once a night they like blast Country Roads Take Me Home, like the real version in Germany. And she's like sent me this video, and I was like, there's no way. Cause like I think it's like also that song,
Yeah,
like the fact that it's to that song, like I don't know, people like have no choice but to relate to it.
So when I came up with that bit, it was like, because that song had come back into vogue because the Fallout 76 trailer was a big trailer.
Oh, yeah,
and
true.
because that game is set in West Virginia, right? So they were like, almost heaven, West Virginia, right? Because that's the opening line of the song. And so that song had become like a big deal, and it was stuck in my head. And then I just started writing like lyrics to it for our Dark Road segment. And then I think what really put people over the edge is, the Mountain Mama line. I was like, I don't know, Xehanort Mama? That's stupid, but we'll keep it. And then it became this thing where people are like, Mike knew about Xehanort's mom at the end of Dark Road. How did he know? Right?
Soul
and it's
Red.
like, I didn't fucking know,
It's just the same amount of syllables, guys.
Yeah. Not even. It's more. Mountain Mama,
Yeah.
Xehanort Mama.
And Mama. Xehanort. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It just fits, I guess. Fuck
It just works. But I just appreciate how like this, and like when I sang it in like this doofy kind of voice, like shy, like
First time recording, singing type. Yeah.
right, like because in my head it was like the fucking Mine Diamonds kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my head it was that kind of shitpost where it's like, Mine Diamonds. Like that's how I felt about it. So it's just so crazy to me that people love that song so much. So thank you to everybody who's like, oh, that's so wholesome and so cool. It's like, I don't think so, but I love that everybody else loves it so much.
It is pretty wholesome that it's like, we did it for the 100th and then brought it back for the 200th, And
Yeah,
like got
that's
to,
what.
like Tyler was able to, Tyler and Fabio did a lot of work, like, making that choir version or whatever, and everybody who was a part of it. And then we got to do it in person live. And like, it was sick.
So yeah, Ansem report live, 200. I don't know how we go. I don't know how we top it for 300.
Yeah, I don't
We
know.
have
I
some
don't know if
time
it
to
can be
think
done.
about it.
Yeah. Yeah, at this rate,
We
yeah,
do
got
it
a
at
couple
the
years.
SpikeGhetti Con. So
don't bring up
several
SpikeGhetti
years.
Don't bring up SpikeGhetti Con. The next thing we did, in less than 2 hours later, was the MDAs, which,
Shout out my
One.
stylist Tara.
yeah, shout out to Stylist Tara.
thank you.
One, I think we were the most ballin' looking motherfuckers in the room.
We were quite dapper.
We were quite dapper.
True.
Two, I don't think, I mean, we made some mistakes here and there, but I don't think I've ever been as happy with like doing, I mean, and I guess I haven't done a lot of that in my life, but like doing something like semi-scripted in my life.
Yeah. We're not very script heavy guys, And
Yeah, you kinda
we
shoot
didn't
the
go
shit.
exactly to script, right? But like, that
But I
was
think if
definitely
we
very
did-
fulfilling.
I think
Specifically
if we
in
did
the
go to script
way.
it would have been like flat.
Yeah, I think if you guys had like just read off the lines, it would have fallen flat for sure. So it's good that you kind of improvised where you could.
Tara, I gotta ask. I don't think I've asked you this yet.
Okay.
What was the best bit that we did?
I have
She
to
wasn't
think.
watching.
Yeah, I was
Unlucky.
asleep. I'm just kidding. No, Tyler and I were having some moments during that. I think that was during. Yeah, that was during that. Mhm. Remind me of what they all were. No, I'm
Every
serious.
single
I'm
one.
tired.
Uh,
Well, because there was the speed
Pull
run
up
one.
the script. Pull up the script.
well, there was
I have my tablet somewhere.
there was the cosplay one where Jay
Oh,
put on
yeah.
the wig
Okay,
and
okay.
the cloak and immediately
Yep.
like sweated.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
I was
I was
friggin' hot.
wearing 2 fucking suits. 2?
I'm glad we kind of audibled that one because originally it was just gonna be you standing there looking doofy and then like just go I'm cosplaying and then we were gonna move on. But then I'm glad we audibled that one to ask who you were cosplaying so you could go hey I'm Zemnis yeah because I think that really
Yeah.
brought that joke home.
Sorry, I just had to look at the categories to remember. So the one that I liked that I didn't remember you running through, because I was obviously around when you were writing a lot of it, and then like running through it when we were like having you guys change, was the fan fiction bit. I was like dying because I was like, oh my God, people don't realize that he's joking. Like people were there were a couple people that I heard like kind of cringing
Yeah.
around me. And I was like, oh my God, they have no idea. Like,
Yeah. So
they just don't, I mean, like, cause that's the point of it is that
it's a joke.
it's a joke,
Yeah.
but that one was so
okay,
funny.
so when I'm writing that joke, I'm like, okay, people could get mad about this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's not to make
So-
fun of people.
So I need to, in the title, reference that I'm not talking about minors because that's like the thing people would get mad about, right?
Yeah.
So I named it Sexy Kingdom Hearts Adults Only. Right?
Right.
So that way if people are like, well, we sexualizing kids, it's like, no, I'm not. It's a joke, for one. And
Right.
two, I said adults only. You're the one thinking about kids. Sorry.
Right.
Um,
Look in the mirror.
Look in the mirror. But what's really funny is I watched back the VOD on Guides' Twitch
Yeah, I was
channel,
gonna say I haven't watched back anything
And-
either.
specifically to see the chat, right? Because I was like, oh, how did people react to some of these jokes and da-da-da. And there was at least one person in the chat who was so mad about that joke. Just like, thank God they got him off stage. Like, because Jason goes, we got to
Yes,
get this guy off stage.
I actually did see that, so that's why I thought it was so funny
Right.
because I actually had the stream up on my phone just because I was curious at how many people were watching, and I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
people are so
Thank
mad.
God they got him off stage. Like, there was actually something for me to write, like to read. I didn't write a fucking fanfic, you guys. It was a bit. Like, and then it was so
iPad
funny.
Might as well have been off, bro.
Right. I just brought the iPad up for the bit. Like, all the iPad had on it was our script for, like, the rest of the show.
Yeah.
And it's funny,
run
we
of
got
show.
down off stage, and Landy takes a step towards us and goes, hey, I might want to see that later. And I was like, Landy's so fucking funny,
I
dude.
love that.
So fucking
Love
funny.
So
Landy.
yeah, I guess that's the favorite bit.
That's your
that
favorite
I
bit?
had.
People really liked the speedrunning bit, which I absolutely bungled, but I
Yeah,
think
you
we
did.
did a good job of...
Recovering.
We just played it off as if that was like what it was supposed to be.
I mean, it kind of worked.
The whole energy of my life is pretend that what I'm doing is successful even when it's not.
100%.
You know?
I stand by that statement for him 100%.
And that's like literally how I've lived my whole life. And so, you know, when we just go, like when Jay the first time we get up stage, Jay goes, I forgot my line. Like and it's like you play it off like it's part of the bit.
But
When-
no one like the thing is I had a general idea of what you guys were saying like from the lines, and I would know, but literally nobody else.
Right.
Like nobody around me ever had a clue, which was great.
Well, when we messed up, well, okay, there was a little bit of a communication mishap where, we thought Uprising was done playing, but he really had 2 more songs.
Yeah, we were told he played 2 songs in the
So
set.
the first time he played, which by the way, Uprising Grand, an incredibly talented pianist, and also a really nice dude. Like we got to know him a little bit through this process, and he was just so cool, man. And he's
fun to talk to.
One of my favorite moments is where post MDAs, he comes up, he goes, "I got to get a picture with these two knuckleheads," and I was like, "All right, this guy gets it.
He knows.
This guy gets it right here."
He knows.
But we the first time he played 2 songs, beautifully done. And Guide said to us, "Hey, he's gonna play 2 songs, and I want you guys just to step on stage, say, 'Hey, we'll be right back,' because they had to do setup in between each one of his performances." And so, the second time he played, he played 2 songs, and then so the first time he played the 2 songs, he got up and bowed for both. Then the second time, he only got up and bowed for the second one. So we're like, he's definitely done.
Only 2 bows or something. Some type of etiquette we don't understand.
Yeah, something we don't. So we get up there and we go, "All right, we're gonna be right back." And then he looks at me and goes, "I still have 2 more songs to play." And I'm like holding him on the shoulders, and I go, "Oh, we messed up, huh?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I said, "All right, he's gonna play 2 more songs. Let's go." And I ran off the stage. People were like, "Oh, that bit you guys did with Uprising was really funny."
Like, people loved that shit. People loved that shit.
That wasn't a bit. That was an absolute just bungle on our part. But again, pretend like you pretend like it was
planned. They don't know, dude. How will they know? How will they know?
Calculated even.
Who's gonna tell them?
He's incredible. Just the nicest dude, and also just supremely talented. So if you're not following him, I told him that we got to have him on the podcast at some time because I'd love to talk to him for a little bit. Just an incredible dude. How
about the MDA award-winning people for news and podcasts? Am I right?
Oh, right. Actually,
shit.
do you guys want to watch our speech real quick live?
Yeah, I'm down.
Do we?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick, and then I'll put it in the podcast. Before we watch this, Cheney being the one to present to us is incredible. We love Cheney. Yeah. Great dude.
Can't wait to hangs with him.
Yes.
Anyway, let's watch it, and you guys will see it live as well.
The winner of the MDA for news and podcasts is the Ansem Report Podcast!
I gotta say, I thought we had no chance in winning this one because, one, the Landy Lodge is an incredible program.
That's true.
Absolutely. State of the Heart is an incredible program.
Yes.
It's there's only 4 of them, but it's an incredible one. And Kingdom Smarts is like a juggernaut in podcasting. And the Destiny Duo, I was listening to them in the ride on the airport, and they're great too.
It.
So thank you so much. When Jay and I started this podcast, we didn't. There wasn't a plan. It was just, hey, we talk about Kingdom Hearts anyway, so let's talk about Kingdom Hearts. And if you would have told me then that I'd be standing here right now, I wouldn't have believed you for a second. I'd like to thank my beautiful girlfriend Tara, who's over there. She supports me in everything I do, even when she has zero interest in it. And she's incredible. So thank you, Tara. And I know Jay's gonna say what he's gonna say, but I want to thank everybody who we've interacted with this weekend. It's been a blast. And everybody that's ever said anything kind or nice to us about our podcast or anything we do, it's really. I think we probably should have won this last year when we were doing a much better job of doing weekly episodes. But we weren't nominated. So go ahead, dude. I'm stealing all the time.
Oh man. Oh my gosh. This is so crazy. Like Mike said, we were just nerding out about Kingdom Hearts and said, hey, well, let's keep nerding out about Kingdom Hearts, and just happened to record it, I want to thank all of the wonderful people that we've gotten to meet through this. Like Bio was saying earlier, you know, there's so many people where they seem like such a juggernaut in the space of Kingdom Hearts, and then you get to meet them, and it's the complete opposite of, you know, never meet your idols, never meet who you want to meet, because the people here are actually so cool. They're so amazing.
Yep.
They inspire us to be better.
Yep.
And I just want to thank you guys, and I want to thank Mike. For being the best brother and best friend a guy could ask for.
Well, I look like a jerk now. I didn't thank him.
But I look great.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
I'll tell you guys, when Cheney announced our name, people were like, what did the crowd look like? I have no fucking clue. I just went straight tunnel vision. I was like, I have to get up on the stage and say something now. What am I going to say?
I just remember seeing everybody like jump up on their feet, and like I remember seeing
I mean, yeah.
a ton of the homies fans just like cheering at the top of their lungs. Like I can hear the crowd in my head like permanently. Like that will never leave my brain.
Yeah, I can hear the crowd, but I just didn't look. I just like immediately like I can't believe we won tunnel vision onto the stage. And then I remember when I thank Tara, what I see in my head, because I can see that moment, is the literal whole crowd turning and looking at Tara.
Which I'm glad I do not remember.
Almost like in like Tangled when all the people have the swords up to Flynn Rider.
Oh yeah.
Like literally, like that's what it looked like in my head. Everybody just turned to Tara, and she's just sitting there like smiling, and I was just like,
Hi. That's me.
Yeah, I remember that for sure.
Little wave.
Yeah, she's like, hello.
I probably did because
I think you did, yeah.
do.
And then Jay with the absolute goated thanking of me after I didn't thank him.
Damn.
I was worried you were going to. Well, because like, okay, so like full disclosure, I did not plan anything that I was going to say.
I mean, neither of you did.
I didn't.
Right?
Yeah. Like I didn't think we were
We
going
didn't
to win.
think we were gonna win.
And so like, I like thought about it for like maybe like 30 seconds, and I was taking a shower or something one time, and then was like, what am I doing, dude? What am I doing? Let me rinse my hair out. I gotta get out of the shower. I gotta go do shit. So then like, when we get up there, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna thank Mike because that'll be an easy moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also,
Easy
Not
just
because I
true.
actually want to thank
It's also
him,
just true.
but it will be an easy
But
moment.
I'm an entertainer.
Easy
okay,
moment.
I'm a damn entertainer. Okay. So I was like, if Mike thanks me, like I don't know, like I'm chalked, like I don't even know. And then everything I was saying was just like from the heart, like off the dome, you know.
It was great.
Whatever. I feel like we did a pretty bang up job for having not.
Yeah, we're no
prepared
Landy Lodge
anything.
where we're quoting C.S. Lewis or whatever.
Right.
but-
His was goated.
Yeah, that was
Like
so
we're not
good.
cutting promos like Lance. We're not like quoting C.S. Lewis. And
Lance
shit. Like,
did straight up cut a promo, dude. Lance
did.
cut a fucking pro wrestling promo on Square Enix, and it was wild, dude.
And he was so over that like we were like ruining it because we were just like anything he could have said literally anything and everyone in the crowd would have been cheering, dude.
Yeah, Lance was L.A. Night levels of over at Reconnect. Just
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just
Yeah.
I mean, we were pretty over, but we also like planted the crowd. Like everybody in the crowd were our people, right?
They were like, okay, you sit there,
Right.
there.
I was like, Fabio, when we win, you got to jump up and elbow Swirls in the head.
And punch Swirls.
No, but yeah, from the crowd, like I feel like I blacked out even a little bit, and I was like, everyone was just like standing up instantly, like just losing their minds. Like it was just such a surreal moment because you want it so bad, right? Like we wanted it so bad for you guys, and we were like, it just has to be true. Like after everything
Well, and I got
you guys
baited,
have,
dude.
What?
I got baited because okay, so on the card we're Super SpikeGhetti Bros. We're not the Ansem report.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like wait, if you go onto the website,
Under the website,
we're not listed
it said
as
SpikeGhetti Bros.
Yeah. But then on the physical card, it was the Ansem report. So when he said I was like, oh, that's either the State of the Heart or the Landy Lodge. Like, so I'm
Right.
like literally turning to like go hug them, and then like the Ansem report, and it was Cheney, and it's just Such an amazing moment, dude.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it.
The coolest.
Thank you to everybody who voted for us and nominated us.
Yes.
You know, it's really. I was saying this actually to people in the Discord earlier that, you know, I'm always the first person to be like, oh, our podcast sucks, my podcast sucks, blah, blah, blah. You know, just not because I don't like what we do or anything like that, but it's just kind of, I don't know, it's how I cope with things. And I can no longer say that about the Ansem report because we've literally won an award that says we do not, in fact, suck. And that's just like I said, content creation wise, if I died tomorrow, I'm happy because we've done everything we wanted to do, and I didn't even think there'd be an award to win. You know what I mean? And here we are, winning an award, voted on by our friends and peers and fans and everybody, and it's just so incredible and so cool. And so thank you to everybody who made that happen and has supported us throughout the years. Shout out to Addison, who said he's responsible for at least 0.05% of that award.
Heck yeah.
And I told him I'd give him 10%. Final answer.
Best I can do is 10.
Best I can do is 10. But yeah, and you know, not just to talk about us the whole time, but to everybody who won an award, like all well-deserved, incredible people. I was so happy Lance won, and Landy and Damo and Carly
really everyone.
and Keynote and Pat and everybody. I know I'm gonna Mel. I know I'm gonna forget some people, but so many deserving people in the Kingdom Hearts creator space won awards, and Bio. You know,
Carly.
I said Carly already.
Oh, did you?
Sonic, Violin.
Yeah, exactly. Just so many cool, like, deserving people won, and it was just such a magical night for us. Like,
it just felt so
Princess
cool.
Kyora.
Right.
It was so just fun. Like, it was always engaging too.
Thank you. We tried. Like, to me, it was like there's no point in going up there and just being like, okay, next is this person. Like, we had. To me, it was
you had
like
to have fun with it.
We were asked to do this for a specific reason, and it was because guides thought we would be entertaining in the role. And so if we didn't entertain people, like, what was the point of us being up there? Like, yeah, we look like a couple of snacks, but like, what? We can't just be eye candy.
We cleaned up all right.
Yeah, you know. But no, and so thank you to Guides for believing in us to do that, honestly, because, I mean, he doesn't, you know, he watches us and listens to the podcast, obviously, and likes us, but, like, he doesn't know us as people from Adam, and just said, you know what, I'm going to put the award show in your guys' hands, and that's just,
he just let us cook too. Like,
right, he let us cook. Like, and, you know, the only thing he really said is, remember, KH Guides is a family-friendly Twitch stream, and that's the only real guidance he gave us. I sent him the script expecting him to go, hey, I hate all of this, and he was like, no, you guys nailed it, and I was just like, oh, cool. You
guys,
know?
Just announce who's gonna be announcing.
Just say who's coming out. That's all you guys need to do. But no, he let us cook, and there's been nothing but, like, just appreciative of the work we did. But, like,
it didn't even feel like work.
Right? It was fun. It's like,
it was so fun.
You know, no one walked up and slapped me.
Yeah, I was worried.
I was worried someone was going to walk up and slap me, and I'd have to be like, it was a Donald Duck joke, you know. Shout out to BioRoxas, who we beat up quite a bit.
Yeah,
love that guy. He took it in stride. We beat him up a little bit, and then Pat was complaining that we kicked him in the shins. I don't think we beat up Pat enough. So
no, dude.
If we do it again, we'll have to really pull out the Pat jokes. So. Yeah,
he better be there in person that time too,
yeah,
dude.
True. But no, it was so much fun, and I'm so glad we got to do that. An incredible night, and I'm glad I got to do it with my brother.
True.
That was
true.
me
and
getting back to you for thanking me.
We've been looking at pictures and stuff of the entire weekend, and, like, there's just so many pictures where I just look so tired. Like, I'm, like, not even really smiling. Like, I'm kind of just showing my teeth, you know? But I am genuinely, like, the most happy I've ever been, like, for, like, such a long period of time, you know? Right. But, like, I just look so tired.
I forgot how
it's
to
so
smile
funny.
because we took so many pictures with people, and like
Yeah.
I just like my face hurt from smiling, and I was just like, I don't know if I don't know what I look like right now. And like you look at some of the pictures and you go, has this guy ever smiled before? You know, like, is he a psychopath? Like,
Yeah,
because I
dude.
have the same issue you do, where it's like, am I smiling? I don't know.
I like can't feel my face, dude. Like if unless I'm like mid laugh, like I couldn't look good in a photo if I tried, bro. Like it was just so bad. But I'm glad a lot of the pictures with the homies is just like I mid laugh because we're all just having such a good time that like there's a couple of good ones, you know.
Right. No, there are definitely some good pictures. And then I guess as far as events go, one of my regrets is I wasn't able to attend as many of the events as I wanted to
Yeah.
because we were so busy like getting ready for things and doing things like that.
Yeah.
But the other event that we were mainly involved with was the secret event, which turned out to be a wedding of two of our very good friends, Water and Whale, who have been on the podcast, by the way. And that was just, I don't know how you feel about it, Jay, but that was like in a weekend where we did our own live podcast for the first time and we hosted an award show and won an award at that award show. The wedding was the highlight for me.
Yeah, no, that's true, dude. That was just so wholesome. It was just like try not to cry challenge.
True.
And
Or just cry anyways.
yeah, or
challenge.
just cry anyways. Yeah, there's so many people crying, just bawling. It was very beautiful. The lifting up of the keyblades in the aisle was like so insanely cool, and like there are so many cool ass pictures. Shout out to Dave and Eric who did so much photography and just
for sure, dude.
captured so many wonderful and beautiful moments from the entire weekend, and are also
unsung
just
heroes of the
cool
weekend.
ass dudes. Just so cool. Yeah,
Not even really big
that
Kingdom
was
Hearts
just so
fans,
beautiful.
right? But
No.
they
Just-
came out for us and Water and Whale
For friendship.
and for friendship, you know, and yeah. But no, they killed it. They were a huge part of the weekend. I thought the like the wedding in general was just maybe like a top 5 moment in my life because I for those who don't know, I officiated the wedding, which is something I've never done before and something I suggested to them as a joke, and they were like so excited about it, and I was like, oh no, now I have to officiate a wedding. But I think
Just
I did
like
okay.
nerving. Yeah. It's a lot
Yeah.
of responsibility.
I think I did okay. I had a couple good jokes.
You killed it, bro.
And it's hard, like, because, like, I bet there's probably some of you out there that are like, oh, dude, there have been millions of weddings, just, like, copy somebody. But, like, it's not like it was, like, an ultra religious wedding, right? Or at all.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's not like I could just be like, oh, you're in front of God and da-da-da, like, because that's not their vibe and that's not my vibe, frankly, and not what they wanted. They wanted it to be, like, a funny, jokey Kingdom Hearts wedding, kind of, but I also wanted it to be, like, impactful and be, like, special for them because
Yeah, because it is.
it is. And then the haka was incredible.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Very emotional.
Like, besides Water and Whale, I feel like I got to experience the haka the most because I was just standing right there and I was just like, this is so cool and so intense, and I've never seen anything like that before. And Whale's sister and Whale's daughter just nailed it. It was so cool. Just so
It was
cool.
incredible.
It was. And that whole thing was just so cool. And to be able to be there for them and do that for them, like, I don't know that I'll ever be able to do anything like that ever again. And I don't know that I want to. You know what I mean? Like, it was just kind of like this special, like, thing for two of my really good friends who, just like I've said about other people, it just felt like hanging out with them, not for the first time, but for, you know.
Yeah, I feel like you've been talking about for a long time jokingly, like, oh, like I could officiate a wedding. Like I have this ordainment, like I could do it.
You
like
get, like,
you've been joking.
emails and stuff.
Yeah, like
yeah.
joking around for years with like multiple couple friends of ours. Like, whereas with that, it was kind of a joke, but maybe even secretly like, oh, that would be cool. Like, but you'd never think that you'd have a chance to do that. And
I get why you'd say that. When I bring it up, it's mostly a joke. I
I don't know.
really-
I feel like it's really cool that he gave you the chance anyways.
Don't get me wrong. I'm very honored that I could do it and that they allowed me to do it and that I did a decent job of it. But like, I was terrified. I was absolutely.
I mean, yeah, I think you were the most nervous for that event for sure.
Again, on a weekend where I'm speaking on stage in front of hundreds of people multiple times, that was where I was like, oh, I cannot mess this
And
up.
probably the shorter of the events, but you were like the most nervous for sure.
Yeah. Because I don't, you know, if
It's
I
more
mess up,
meaningful, yeah.
if I mess up the Million Dreams Awards, you know, whatever. But yeah, remember when that guy messed up that wedding? Like, you know what I mean?
That would
Like,
be hard.
that would be awful. And I just wanted to do right by them, and they told me I did. So that's good enough for me.
That's what matters for sure.
But it was just so beautiful, and people were crying, and it was just so cool. And then we got to spend the rest of the day hanging out with them by the pool.
Yeah, it was just overall like a really cool day.
It was. It really was. And, you know, people, that's when it started to get sad, though, because people started filing out, because people were leaving on Sunday and on Monday, and that's what we didn't want the weekend to end, you know? And, but like all good things, it did. But to me, it's not a thing, like, obviously, like, we had such a great time, and I'd love to do it again, but I'm just happy all of it happened, not sad that it's over, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then, like, as far as, like, I mean, I guess that covers all the Reconnect events we were involved in, but then we had 2 different nights of karaoke at a karaoke bar.
2.
The sickest karaoke bar, by the for
Yeah.
I know.
Like
Shout
a
outs
combo
to
Encore
of,
Family Karaoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout
dude.
outs to Encore Family Karaoke in Dallas, Texas, for being so accommodating for us and having such a cool space for us. I mean, we had probably like 40 to 50 people in there on
Friday night. Yeah.
Which is insane that they could accommodate that, right? Like
Easily. Yeah.
They could have given us more time, more rooms. They were really cool. They dealt with Boomer all night. Shout out to Boomer.
Happy birthday, Boomer.
Happy birthday, Boomer. It was just so much fun. Like the karaoke, and I'm just, you know, karaoke's not everybody's thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, even the people that didn't sing a ton or at all, like they were just vibing. We were all just having a good time. It was just.
I was telling my family about this, and they were like, "It wasn't awkward," and I was like, "No, because there was someone singing all the time." Whereas normally, when you go to like something like that, you kind of have to like force or kind of push people into doing it. But I feel like it was such a vibe. Like it was so
like hot
cool.
Potato.
Yeah.
Usually.
and then the second night, it was just like song after song. Like we had to cut ourselves off. Like
yeah, because the place
it
was closing.
It was just so awesome. Couldn't have like asked for a better experience there for real.
Yeah, it was so good. I mean, you get to see like Bioraxis and Water rapping in the club. Incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get to see
that was
things
awesome.
like Tyler singing "Life Is a Highway."
Yeah, like 5 times.
5 times. Me and Boomer did a nice Linkin Park in the end deal. That was fun.
Yes.
My only regret with that is that my voice was so gone because I'd been doing so much talking and yelling and drinking.
Oh yeah, I didn't sing like anything on the second night. I don't think because it was just gone.
I almost want to just have like a karaoke con where we just go sing karaoke with everybody, and then
Dude,
I don't talk to anybody.
Just
the rest
like
of the time.
either in the morning and like in the day, like poolside, or like eating somewhere.
Yes.
And then like in the evening to the night, karaoke. Like
yep.
We could do
I
that
might not
every
survive
day.
the weekend, but it would be a perfect weekend, you know.
It would be. It would be.
One of my favorites was Damo and Crazy Comics doing "Lose Yourself." That was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Shout out
see
Crazy
that one. What
Comics.
the fuck?
Wait, where was
Yeah,
I?
It was in the smaller room.
Oh.
The
'Cause
first night we had 2
big
rooms.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was in the smaller room. That was funny. That
Oh
was great.
man.
Dang,
Damn.
I missed a good one.
And I haven't seen a recording of that one either. So that's.
There is a clip of it
Is there
in the Google
Okay.
Drive, I think. Yeah.
I'll have to look for it.
Yeah, that was like the hardest part of it all. Is I wish that everyone could have been in the same room so we didn't miss a thing. But it worked out like so that more people
more
can
people
have
could
more
sing.
chances. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a cool night. What a fun night. Both nights.
Both
honestly.
nights.
Just such good vibes with everybody, hanging out with everybody. Like I said, there's very little that went wrong the whole weekend, and I don't think I've ever had a vacation like that. Like we didn't have any travel issues, we didn't have any, Like, we could have showed up at the
No.
karaoke bar and they're like, oh, we don't have a reservation for you, right? Like, shit like that happens on
Yeah,
vacation.
yeah.
We didn't have anything like that. It was just so perfect.
And like the reason why I say it's like the best weekend like of my life is like you don't have like I have like days where like the peak was like very like it's up there, right? But like to have like so many banger days like back to back to back to back where it's like I am so tired, but just like the energy of everybody there is like keeping me going, but like keeping me
Yes.
going at like a 9 out of 10 energy level. Like we
I
were basically
agree.
just like holding each other hostage with like
True.
just who we were together, you know? Like I want to be with you more, so therefore I will give up sleep. But like every
Yes.
single day.
I'm not fucking leaving.
Yeah, Tara, me almost talking Tara into going to bed and then having Espy cackle at her that she was going to bed early for her to pull her hand away from me and scream, I'm not fucking leaving! Like on Wolf of Wall Street is like an
Yeah.
incredible moment in my life.
That was a
that I
goated
will-
moment. That was a goated moment.
Coincidentally, that's also when they came over and said, hey, you guys have to go to bed.
They kicked us out. Well, because
Tara
that was when we were like, oh, people can hear us? We were
Right.
told we could be loud in this area. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, I haven't ever done that. I don't think where I was up so late, so many days, just vibing for so long. I was probably the most tired I ever have been, and like was so sick after, but it was so worth it.
100%.
Yeah, I had like a day where I was just like sleeping for like the entire day.
I didn't have any recovery time from like then to work.
Yeah, it was just like
So-
straight into work.
Just, yeah, I can't do that ever again. But
Dude, I'd
it was worth
do it next week, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, I would do the event. I'm saying I wouldn't like not take a day off of work ever again like that. Like I would take an extra day to get myself
reconnected
reconnected
to life.
I don't know. Life isn't the same sense though.
Life is a highway, though.
Life
true.
is a highway.
Life is a highway,
and I
but
want to
that's-
ride it all night long.
That's kind of, I guess, what I think I want to close on with this whole discussion is like, Jason kind of said it earlier, and you just said it now, T. Like, my life feels changed,
Yeah.
and not in a way where it's like, oh, I had this experience and now it's over, but like, I feel like a more confident person.
Yeah.
In social
I'm
situations.
a better person.
I just feel like a better person afterwards because I felt like we were shown so much love from the universe there, and you don't always feel that. Like,
No.
you
no.
don't always feel that in everyday life, or you rarely feel that in everyday life. And like, I work a job where I manage like people and typically like teenage kids, and they're not super appreciative of what I do a lot, and I feel like I'm not really wanted around a lot, and that's like I don't care about that specifically, but it does kind of suck to just feel like that sometimes, and when I was at Reconnect, I felt loved by everybody and every person, and still feel loved. And so like, it makes my life easier to go, hey, there are people out there that like love you in the way you want to be loved. I guess I don't know if I'm like making sense, but
No, yeah, for real. It's like they love you for who you are, like right then and there, but
Right.
it also like makes you want to be better. Like it motivates
Yeah.
you to be better without like any expectation or anything either.
well,
I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like I agree because I don't know, always being on the outside of it all too. Like sometimes I just feel like I'm just tagging along, right? And people are just like in your head, you always tell yourself that
Yeah.
people are saying different things, like, she's just here for not a true fan, I guess, but like just along for it and just to feel the love from everyone still. And I mean, I know we get that like from a regular basis on streams too. It's just so different in person, like hearing how you impact people's everyday lives, but also like knowing that like they impact ours too. Like it's a mutual thing.
right.
I don't even know how to put everything that I'm thinking into words, I guess, but
You're so right, Tara, because like multiple people came up to me specifically and were like, "Hey, your podcast has helped me through a hard time," or you're like finding your podcast and then finding your community has helped me through a hard time, and like that's just like such a strange thing to be told. But it really repeatedly, one person specifically repeating it while they're very drunk. Shout out to Boomer.
That too. I meant repeatedly as in multiple people, but sometimes it's the same person.
Sometimes
True.
it's just Boomer. But like, no, multiple people had that conversation with me, and that's just so like surreal and weird. And the fact that I can, and me and you, Jay, and then Tara, when we stream and all that stuff, that we can like affect people in that way, is just such an incredible like feeling. And I don't know that I'm even like comfortable with it, right? Like I don't know that I'm
it feels like almost uncomfortable in a way, because you realize how much impact you have. But that's what I was trying to say, like in my message on Discord as well, for people that didn't see it, is like I think people need, like, we want people to realize how much you all impact us as well every day.
Yeah.
Like
everybody.
Not
like,
only
all the
like
little
when
things
this
matter.
Yeah, like not only when this all first started, when we had no idea, like, I mean, when when COVID was a thing, and it really was just like something to get through that time, but every day just being able to talk to people that have like the same mindset as you and like enjoy the same things as you, like it means so much more than we can ever say.
Right. 100%. And like the tiny amount of serotonin I get even just from like when I post the podcast on Friday and we get comments of people saying, "Nice stream, guys," or someone said Spotify has that automatic "what did you think of this episode?" and someone was like, I think this is the first time I've ever seen what you guys look like. Great job on the podcast. It's just like silly stuff like that, like just like makes my week, right? And so and that's why like when we're not doing this like every week, like that's so tough for me. And but I like, I also, my job has become more of a monster than I want it to be, and like life is more of a monster than you want it to be. But the fact that you guys still stick with us even when we're not doing it as consistently and as good as we want it to is so incredible and so great. And I'm just eternally grateful for everybody in the community.
Yeah, I feel like I have so many more friends. Like even on night one, I looked around and I was like, talking to Mike, I was like, what are we going to do? Like, there's no way that we can't invite all these people to our future wedding. Like,
right.
It's just, everyone feels so close to us, and couldn't ask for really anything better than that.
And like to go to a con like that where, you don't know what the makeup of the people is going to be. And obviously we have friends outside of our direct community, people like Landy and Bio and Water, and I guess Water's, more part of, but you know what I mean? Like people, we know those people are going to be there, but to see how big, like, I don't know what the percentages were, but the amount of people that would be like, oh, we're fans of the Super Spaghetti Bros is insane. Like I met people that I've never talked to before.
Yeah, I've had people like come up to me that weekend that were like, you said this one time, and I was like, did I? Like I didn't even remember that.
And it's just so insane. And like we definitely we were all very kind to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, and that we definitely impressed some people with our community. Mrs. Guides multiple times was like, you guys have like an orbit around you that's very cool. And I was like, I don't know that I completely understand what that means, like an orbit, but like I guess
so
I kind of
fat I have an orbit.
Right. I was like, wow, my gravity is so okay, Mrs. Guides. But no, it was just, it was cool to like have like a crew, you know what I mean? To have a crew that like represented us and like represented us in the right way, and they were all like super nice, kind people, and that I think we could talk about this for another hour if we wanted to, but
I think we've been talking about it for like the past week, like, and I hope it doesn't go unnoticed that it just matters so much to us.
Yeah, you guys just matter to us, and that it's
Truly.
that simple. All right. Anything else we want to talk about Reconnect wise that we didn't talk about?
The amount of gritties that happened was amazing.
Very grittyful.
Everybody was hitting the gritty. We
Widowy.
connect. And
SB teaching me how to gwitty.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
It was
shout out to
amazing.
the gritty king, SB.
Yeah. The the trendsetter.
Whoa, what a guy.
Really, just all the little inside things that our group had was so fun. And then people were catching on to it all too.
Like, yeah.
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 Yeah, that was completely unplanned.
And the boomer, happy birthday,
Oh,
boomer.
yeah, that was just us messing
couldn't
around.
That couldn't have gotten any better. That was so
True.
freaking funny.
Yeah, the yeah was just it made me feel like maybe I don't like LA Knight as much as I thought I did, because if that's that easy to get over, what is this guy doing? You know, like like we got yeah over real fast. There were people like, so what's the yeah about? What's the deal with the yeah? And I was
Just
like,
do
yeah,
it.
I don't know.
Just do it.
Just say it, and then they did. You know. But no, my only regret with Reconnect is that I didn't get to talk to more people in the community.
Absolutely. I feel like I had like individual conversations with a lot of really cool people, but I wish I could have had even more.
Yeah, like there are people that like I follow on Twitter and I talk to on Twitter sometimes, or like in streams, and they were there and I didn't get to talk to them because we were just so busy. But you know, hopefully this isn't the last time we get to do something like this. So, we'll make up for it. All right. Well, anything else, guys, about Reconnect? I'm sure we'll be talking about it a ton more in the future.
Yeah, I can't think of anything right now, I don't think.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who supports us and who allows us to do the cool things that we do. Because I will say, because of your guys' like support, we basically had to not pay any money for this trip, because the money we used was
from taken care of.
Our patrons and our Twitch subs and our donators and our podcast revenue and playing the shitty mobile games that we have you guys play for money, you know, hashtag for the swarm. You know, like that. This trip would have been pretty, I think, financially pretty hard for us to do without you guys.
Yeah.
We could have done it maybe, but I know Jason's trying to save up money to move to Japan. Tara and I have a mortgage. You know what I mean? Like and you know,
We never
there
expect
would
any
have
of
had
that,
to have been
but-
sacrifices, and then like we just literally didn't have to because you guys are so amazing.
right. And so thank you to everybody who supported us in that way, or just supporting us in general. But like the fact that I could confidently walk into that karaoke bar and go, yeah, this is, you know, we can extend this by 2 hours. It's not a problem because of the generosity of you guys playing shitty ant mobile games. You know, like it's just really incredible and really cool. And I'm forever grateful to you guys for that. Because it would have been tough for us for sure. And that just, I think that's part of the reason we had such a great weekend as well, because it's like I don't have to worry about that. And like, also to be said, the amount of people that wanted to buy me or Jason or Tara a drink, you know,
Yeah,
like
or some
so
food or
sweet.
whatever.
or food, like
Yeah.
just you know, such,
Felt overly cared for, which is like so generous.
right. You guys are just incredible people, and the amount of people that wanted to just take pictures with us or
Yes.
hey, sign my book. Hey, you know,
yes.
hey, like I was joking with Jason about like autographing things before the thing. Maybe we'll sign some autographs, but there were actually people that wanted us to sign their books. You know what I mean? And they wanted a bunch of people to sign their books. It's not just because we were like famous or whatever, but still, like,
yeah, it wasn't like it was just the us. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's still an insane thing that people I've never met before were like, "Hey, Super SpikeGhetti Bros, loved your podcast. Will you sign my book?" Like, that's nuts. That's crazy. I hope that our conversation on this gave you some FOMO if you didn't go. So the next time something like this happens, you fucking come out and show out, all right?
Next time.
Next time you'll be there, Pat. Specifically regular Pat. I'm talking to you. I hope Pat does one of those Twitter videos again where he looks sad after we reference him in the podcast. Those were my favorite. That wasn't even really a shin kick, though. That was just
No, that was just
Pat, we want to hang out with you.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're not done talking about Reconnect because the question of the week was, what would you like to see at a future Reconnect? Guides, pay attention to this part, okay? We're getting you survey
doing the
feedback.
Lord's work for you.
Doing the Lord's work for you. So pay attention to this. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Ansem Report podcast. Jason,
Yeah?
it's time for the Wait, why didn't it play? Tara, why didn't it play?
What?
It's supposed to play, Tara.
Tara, press the button.
Press the button, Tara.
What the fuck?
Question of the week. Oh, yeah.
Just kidding. There's no button. It wasn't.
It's the big red button.
It played for everybody at home. It just didn't play for us. This week's question of the week comes from Stinky Panda, which, by the way, shout out to Panda, who made these incredible stickers of like different memes from the community and the podcast, and just gave them to people at karaoke.
Yeah.
And drove people
And
back and
also
forth.
She's from the area, so she drove people around everywhere and just did just the nicest person.
I
So
felt so
cool to
freaking
meet.
loved, dude. I felt
Yeah.
so freaking loved when she was like, "Hey, can I show you guys this thing?" And then it was just like tons
and
of
glow
memes.
sticks. It was like a
yeah,
party.
glow sticks. It was so awesome. It just set the tone so perfectly.
It's all up in the merch store, by the way, at Panda's request. And as always with merch, we make things as cheap as possible, so because it's not about us making money, it's about you guys having cool shit to wear and rep, right? So there's stickers. We made a couple of them into shirts and stuff, so go check it out. Mugs. There's a coffee mug with Ansem crossing his arms, and it says, "Now fuck off." And that's like the coolest mug I can think of. I don't drink coffee, otherwise I'd have one. So, anyway, shout out to Panda. But Panda's question of the week is, what would you like to see at Reconnect next year? Or what does your dream Reconnect schedule look like? Yeah. And as a special treat today, Tara from the CBT podcast is going to read the answers to the question of the week this week. Let's give it up for Tara.
Hello.
Also, I feel like we need to preface, no Reconnect has been announced for next year.
Yes.
So don't get it twisted. Like,
Yeah, I'm not
there
sure
Do not
might
get it
not be
twisted.
one.
But
Yeah.
if there was,
Yes.
what would you want to see? All right,
All
Tara,
right.
get us started.
All right, first answer is from Key. And they said, I know this doesn't actually count as an answer, but I want Reconnect in Indiana so I can actually go. Travel with a toddler is impossible, and I feel so left out. LMFAO.
So I will say, a
Reconnect
Midwest
daycare.
Reconnect sounds great, but not in Indiana or Ohio. Okay? We're not doing
So
that.
basically, just Michigan.
You can do Michigan,
Or
you
Illinois.
can do Illinois. I'm not going to Indiana
Chicago
or
would be
Ohio.
cool.
Chicago would be cool. And I think me and V were really pushing guides for Chicago. Or like Rosemont.
Yeah.
Like Chicago, outer Chicago area, kind of like we did with Dallas.
Ooh,
We
that'd be
really
really
pushing.
cool.
But I also understand them going, hey, Dallas is only 4 hours from where we live. Let's do it in Dallas.
I mean, that makes so much sense. I would also do that if it
True.
were close to my home. All right. Next one. Ooh, this is fun for me. Is from our dear friend SB Cat, also known as the first SpikeGhetti cousin.
Oh, he's going to be so hyped you said that.
I know.
It's canon now.
He said, I'd love to see some more challenge run / gameplay events. I know we had a few, but can you imagine a live showcase of Lance doing Yozora Pro Codes Level 1 Crit live? I'd also like to see maybe some interviews with key members of the community, perhaps hosted by Mike and Jay Smilers. My dream schedule, however, is just everyone hanging out in the bar, saying happy B-Day to Boomer, hitting some stinky gritties, and taking more shots that I absolutely did not enjoy at all. Fuck you, Sean AFK. Reconnect was a blast. Truly the best weekend of my life. For those who were there, thank you so much. For those of you who couldn't join us, I hope you can in the future. The love our community shares is something magical, and if we could bottle it, we'd be rich. Love you all so much. Yeah.
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 SP's 100% based. We need to interview more people. I want to see it. But I also need more stinky gritties.
Yep.
And more shots of Jaeger. The bar ran out of Jaeger.
Twice.
We'll call
I
it
feel
next
like.
time. 2 different bars.
2 different bars ran out of Jaeger. But yeah, it was a blast. Thank you, SP.
Incredible. All right, the next one's from I'd like to say a new friend, Crazy Comics.
Yes.
Who we
Shout
met
out to Crazy
there
Comics.
at the event. So nice to meet you in person and talk to you. Who said, call me a little biased, but I'd love to see a showcase of randomizers at Reconnect.
That would be cool.
That would be really cool.
In the
Love random.
alliteration, randomizer reconnect.
Reconnect randomizers.
Exactly.
Moving on to Frank, who answered next. I like the little gif that's on there. Anyways, he answered and said, I agree with SB. I'd like to see more segments that feature gameplay challenges from key members of the community, or even competitions. Who can beat a data battle the fastest? Maybe teams of 2 or 3 going head to head. Captain Lands and 2 other team members versus Captain Data Rich and 2 team members. They have to each do a data battle and lowest time wins. Things like that. Imagine the whole room full of people going absolutely nuts. You can incorporate predictions, sit on different sides of the room. Winning side gets experience? EXP? For giveaways and such. And also even more Mike and Jason. Yeah.
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 So, okay, maybe I'm mistaken because I didn't get to go to every event, but didn't they kind of do that?
The data.
I guess.
Dream drop data doubles?
Yeah,
Honestly,
it was kind of similar to that.
I don't know because
like they
I
had to
only went
swap
to
back
the
and
events
forth
that you
and-
guys were in because we were just so busy.
Well, that
Yeah.
one I believe was right before the wedding.
Oh yeah, I was helping style.
So
Right, we were getting
I-
stylized.
We wouldn't have.
I was working, okay?
But one thing I'll say, and this is kind of spoiling my answer right now, but what I would like to see is maybe a little more space in the schedule. So, like, when they do those events, it's like, okay, everybody come down here for this now. Because, like, the way the schedule kind of works now, it's like, okay, if you want to go to every event, good luck eating dinner. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
and so I think, and they had a limited amount of time, and I get everything.
And
They
resources
wanna
for
do as much as
food is like
possible.
really, I mean, like the money for banquet food is so.
Right. I don't expect them to feed everybody, but I think
yeah.
they probably need to give a little bit of time so people
Mhm.
can do those sort of things and not miss out, right?
Yeah.
Like, even if you just put in the schedule, break for dinner or break for lunch, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I think that would go a long way for that stuff. And I didn't have the typical experience because, like I said, we were so busy with the different events we were doing. But I think I heard that complaint a little bit from a few people that they couldn't catch everything.
hmm Dang, if only we
wanted
weren't
to.
humans and had to sleep, not sleep and not eat. That would be great.
Right.
That would be sick.
Okay, the next one is from Swarls Barkley. Shout out to Swarls. I got to have a
Schwarley?
few really cool conversations with him during the weekend.
Charles is the best.
Yes. He said, I just want everyone to come hang out that wants to. Also, I want a damn pool day now. Still pissed I missed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
no KH, just happy birthday, Boomer!
Happy birthday, Boomer!
Kyrie's bro is the one that answered next. It says, I would just like to go to hang out with people who also love Kingdom Hearts. Haha. Maybe the dream reconnect would be in Canada.
We could do it in Canada, but then Egg has citizenship, and that's not good.
Yeah. It's too dangerous.
Too dangerous?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Because of Egg, not because of Canada. I hear
Oh,
Canada's
okay, okay.
not super dangerous, but,
V said, nominate art contest. Her drawings are
Yo.
cute and childish while somehow also being super detailed on things like the stairs or Castle of Oblivion, and I think it would just be fun and cute for us to draw our favorite KH things. That is a good one. I didn't get to do a lot of like the passive events they had. Did you guys get to see some of those things?
I mean, I was
It
aware
was like
of
the
them.
Wayfinder drawings.
Yeah.
That stuff's really cool.
I think those were like really great ideas. I think it's really important to have things to like just do passively that don't have like a scheduled time. So I think they did a great job with that, and that'd be like a really cool idea for a future passive event.
Yeah, like kind of like the scribbling drawings that she does.
Yeah.
That would be cool to be like,
Just put a bunch of crayons out, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. The next answer is from our dear friend Corn, who I also had the pleasure of meeting this weekend. A lot of people we met this weekend, so that was really cool. She said, putting my marketing and event planning hat on here. First off, I want to say that everyone that had a hand in bringing this to life absolutely crushed it. Agree. From a schedule perspective, I'd suggest some curated breaks prior to events that require a change of dress, so people aren't skipping programmed content to change. That's a good point. As far as content itself, it'd be cool to have dedicated Q&A sessions for the winners of the awards for people to learn more about them and their work. Maybe next day or something. Some speed dating. Yeah, I think so too. Some speed dating networking for people to introduce themselves or discuss the series with other fans they don't normally cross paths with. Breakout groups where each one has a KH theory or has to explain some level of the KH plot. Then after discussing in your group, a rep come on stage to share with the crowd. And then actual merch shops from the merch nominees or KH vendors that allow you to place orders on site or ship to home. If I sat on this more, I could probably suggest some other cool stuff.
That merch idea is $1 million idea, by the way.
It is so right.
That's $1 million idea. Corn does event planning for a living, so
This all makes total sense.
Yep.
She
Nailed it.
knows.
She knows. The next one's from our dear friend SpikeGhetti, who's new to the Discord.
Finally
on there.
stopped gatekeeping her from being in the Discord.
Thank you so much for answering the question of the week on your first week in the Discord. Love that. She said, I would love to see more live sessions. Getting to see creators create content live is so interesting. I think it would be really cool to see live speedruns as well. My dream Reconnect would be a Reconnect cruise. Imagine taking over a whole cruise ship. Not like they can kick us out, but for real, I would be absolutely stoked.
To the brig.
Right? to the brig, to the jail. But for real, I would be absolutely stoked to spend time with everyone, no matter where we were at. I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone in the SpikeGhetti community for welcoming me in with the most open of arms. I was so nervous to meet all of you, and within seconds I felt like I had known you all forever. I have never met such an amazing group of people, and I'm forever grateful for the time I was able to spend with you all. I can't wait to do it again. Also, reservations for the SB household are live. Make those reservations before they are all gone.
Just a reminder, everybody, if you are going to the SB household, it's in Florida. So keep that in mind.
Just keep that in mind.
Also, happy birthday, Carissa. Or SBO.
Yeah. Yes. Next answer is from our dear friend Jip, who sadly had like no voice most of the weekend. Otherwise, I feel like I would have talked more to him. But he said, I have so many ideas, but before I give them, I want to say that Reconnect was an amazing event, and Mr. Guides, Mrs. Guides, and the Reconnect team did an absolutely amazing job. Yeah.
Yeah.
First, I think it would be cool to see some sort of GDQ style thing. It doesn't have to be a speedrun, maybe a challenge run or something like that. In reality, what I want to do is watch Land's Body Yozora crit level 1 blindfolded using the Rock Band drum set with no menu. That shit would be hype. Second would be some kind of charity incentive. I understand the money for the event has to come from somewhere, but maybe we have an auction where creators can offer things to sell or give for charity. I also think there could be a lot more merch. Let me give you my money in all caps. I know there was a merch package, but doing it in advance is not the same. I know it's probably not a big enough event for this kind of thing yet, but maybe one day. But imagine a voice actor panel or something like that. We get Ray Chase or Paul St. Peter or someone like that. I would freak the fuck out if somehow we could pull that off. Lastly, get a hotel that has Jaeger, like, come on, bro, I'm trying to get hammered. Based.
Yeah. Great ideas from Jip. If only we could hear him say
Yeah.
True. And then Sean responded to that and said, they had Jaeger before you degenerates got there. And Jip said, that's not my problem. True. All right. The next one's from Dangus, who was also there. So nice to finally meet you there.
Yes.
He said, I want to echo the sentiments of everyone that it was amazing to be at Reconnect and meet everyone. And I only hope even more of you can make it next year. Ohana means family. As far as ideas go, I also want more gameplay-centered stuff. Not only public challenge runs and competitions, but there should be more opportunities to simply play. Angel brought up a good idea, which was dedicating a conference room or hotel room to having a few consoles running Melody of Memory, Cage 3, data fights, just regular Kingdom Hearts, etc. Also, if we ever do a SpikeGhetti cruise, be careful not to be sent to the brig, you degenerates. Edit. Also, we need another beach/pool episode, please.
True.
Yes.
The pool day was so cool.
Would go nuts.
So nuts. Okay, moving on is from is Alex, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. My suggestion is that I should be there next time, smilers.
True.
For real though, it sounded perfect enough, so the only other thing I'd like to see, if it's even possible given how many A-listers there are, is a panel with some Cage voice actors. Ben Diskin, Paul St. Peter, Richard Edgar, and Ray Chase are the ones that normally interact with the Cage community every now and then. So I feel like if we ask them very, very nicely, maybe they could stop by, lol. So then, yeah, next is from Angel, who we also got to meet, which was really nice. I'm glad that we got to meet you too. I could say that about everyone. I literally am saying that about everyone.
And as you should.
But it's true. It's also true. And I loved your singing voice at karaoke also, by the way.
True. I was putting on banger after banger.
Powerful.
Truly.
Like, Angel would go put something and I'd be like, oh, good. Like, that's a good idea. And then it would be like, not there. And I'm like, boo.
But their answer was seconding all the ideas above about art-related showcases and events. It would be so nice to have a little artist alley thing or something in the vein of how the cosplay showcase was structured. Not necessarily to buy and sell merch right there, because the logistics of getting that set up can be pretty complicated, but to at least show off what artists are making and allow for both in-person and virtual attendees to find items that they may want to buy online. I also think it would be so much fun to do more things like the Kingdom Hearts Caucus, where people just get to mingle around and interact with people they may have never met before. I found it was so easy to walk up to people and make little conversations over our favorite elements of Kingdom Hearts. It felt like such a good way to get people a bit more out of their own little bubbles and engaging as a big group of fans. Dream Reconnect schedule is just that it gets to happen again, to be honest. The concept of a cruise terrifies me and I don't have a passport, but I was beyond terrified to travel alone just to Texas and wound up having the absolute best time ever. So I will fight in my station awakening, right?
Yeah.
To go hang out with everyone again, wherever it may be. Yeah. I love that a lot of these answers have that in it.
Have the yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. The yeah is huge.
It's huge. Big money. There.
I wanted to point out that every answer has YEAH.
And reacted individually.
It's amazing. Yes.
When the people started doing that, I was at work and I was cackling about it.
Yeah, me too. I when I first saw it, I was like, "There's no fucking way! I can't believe this is a thing."
To touch real quick on what Angel said, like, I'm so proud of everybody for like
going out of their comfort zone.
Going
maybe?
out of their comfort zone, because this was out of my comfort zone. It was out of Tara's comfort zone. It was out of Jason's comfort zone. I think it was out of everybody's comfort zone.
Taking the risk on us, you know.
But everybody just kind of made that leap, and it didn't matter. Like we didn't have to have that moment where we were like, hey, this is out of everybody's comfort zone. It was just everybody knows that. Let's just get through it and fucking chill. And that's what happened, and it was incredible.
Yeah, I feel like it was so cool that like maybe you would have like maybe just like a single moment of like, oh hey, like this is who I am, like maybe that being like just like, oh yeah, but then just like getting right into it like so easily, especially because I definitely felt like overwhelmed at first. Like it's a lot to like take in, but I think it's so cool that we could all just get through that and push past the like social anxiety of it all.
Yeah.
And get to that point. It was
Absolutely.
so cool. So our next answer is from Mango, another person that we loved meeting and that I got to spend time with on day 1 a lot too, or day 0, I should say.
I can't wait till we get to somebody and you're like, I did not like meeting them.
No, there wasn't anyone that I didn't like meeing.
Look out, Folsey. She's coming for you.
Stop. That's so mean.
How dare you?
But
How dare you say that, Tara?
I would never. They said, I was just thinking this yesterday, but having even an online artist alley with one image panel for each artist to show their name and display their best merch, and then it links to their online shop. That would be a great way for shops to get more sales, and the people at home who are just watching the stream can browse too. I was
like
actually
a QR code would be cool, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. I was actually thinking that I want to start now to make/get cool KH stuff to give away next year. I know Ray Chase and Max Middleman had an art print of Master and Lushu. I don't even know any of the characters anymore. That they were selling signed copies of, so I think that would be super cool for the giveaway. As for scheduled events, I definitely think having a scheduled time for just gaming, maybe while Lance is doing Yozora. They could also have various games set up around the room for people to play. Also, maybe keeping the game console set up 24/7 so if people are bored, they can go practice data fights or something. Also, hopefully Missing Link will be out by then so we can all play it. Maybe number of fights completed would give us extra giveaway tickets or something. Like Korn said, extra time to change before the formal events for sure. Also, for the full day, Saturday, maybe a scheduled lunchtime. I feel like I saw plenty of people leaving during midday events because they needed food. Bringing a few food trucks would actually be pretty nice for this, or working out a special menu with the hotel for the event for like cage-themed food in addition to the cocktails. This was honestly the best weekend of my life. I never wanted it to end. I'm so glad I got to meet so many of you guys, and I can't wait until I get to see you again. Reconnect house when?
Dude, we need more than a house, dude. There's too many of you degenerates.
Right. The food trucks is an absolutely goated idea.
That's what I was thinking too. Like when I was talking about it, I was like, it'd be so cool if they had food trucks like in the parking lot or something, just to give.
I went crazy on some like tacos in a bag or some shit.
Yeah,
you know?
like just to have different options, like not far away.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Specifically in a bag.
Give me
a walking taco, if you will.
Give me breakfast corn dogs. You know, just food trucks always have wild shit.
They have like the wildest ideas for sure. So our next answer is from A.
Boo.
Oh, so mean. I'd like to see me at Reconnect, baby. I have no other input because I don't know what happened there, lol. Maybe combat, boxing match or something. Arm wrestling tournament.
Egg doesn't
actually,
know.
Egg doesn't even know there was a lot of arm wrestling.
There was a lot of arm wrestling.
So much arm wrestling.
For some reason.
I mean, it was kind of awesome. Yeah. I was down for it. Panda's answer, which was, like Mike said earlier, like coolest thing meeting you and getting to like hang out and drive around with you was so fun that weekend. They answered for next year, I would love to have a way for the online and in-person events to become more integrated. Reconnect feels so unique because they're trying their best to be accessible to everyone while still being an in-person convention to go to. I think it would be very cool to have a projector that's just displaying chat for the audience to read. I felt rude having my phone out to read chat during panels. That's a really good point, actually. I agree. I was having my phone open a lot for that too. I think I would also love to have perhaps one more full day Truly can't get enough Reconnect. But I loved the first day being an evening day for everyone to meet and get to know each other, and the last day being a morning day to say goodbye to all the friends you've made. Adding just one more day in there to have more time for actual panels and events would be peak.
True.
Lastly, my Dream Reconnect schedule just has a smidgen of participation from official KH representatives. Whether that's voice actors or Mr. Nomura himself, I think it would be so exciting for the community and validating for the guides for gathering everyone together for Kingdom Hearts specifically. Regardless of how big Reconnect gets in the future, I would love for it to always remain a proper celebration of the community. We are all a bunch of freaks that have been obsessed with this game for 20 plus years. We've definitely earned it. All of that said, I want to echo everyone else in thanking Mr. and Mrs. Guides and the rest of the Reconnect team for putting together a wonderful event for all of us. This truly was one of the best weekends of my life, and I hope we can keep Reconnect going for years and years to come.
Based.
Guys, I'm getting emotional. Stop it.
I know. I need to stop reading these. I'm just kidding. I have to keep going. Mike's so sick.
We're almost done. We're almost through.
Another one who I was very excited to meet, regardless of what Mike said earlier, was Folsey. I know. What the hell? No, I love you, man. Folsey.
Can I
I
just
love you,
say before
Folsey.
you read his thing? Folsey was like, if anybody at Reconnect was the main character,
It's Folsey.
it was Folsey, dude. Folsey was everywhere, giving the best hugs to everybody, hanging out with everybody. Folsey is the man.
True.
Immaculate vibes.
Yes.
And his answer was, I agree with SB, so more of the challenge runs and gameplay events would be sick. I also love V's idea and SB Gal's Dream Reconnect, anything with you guys, man. You are all so amazing. I love you all, and I don't care where it would be or if it is a cruise. Just to hang with all of you again would be fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Booba!
Happy birthday,
Our next answer is from Mark. Here are things I'd love to see in Reconnect 2. Voice actors get invited. I had invited Quentin Flynn this year, and he said he wanted to go, but ended up having to cancel last minute due to scheduling conflicts. Maybe this time things would be different. A speedrunning competition. SSBU.
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Oh, yeah. Equals Sora only tournament. And hope I can actually go this time. I was sad that I couldn't make it this year.
Oh, yeah.
The next answer is from our friend Billy.
Billy the Kid Lawrence.
Hey fellas, hey everybody. It's been quite some time since I've been around here for the question of the week, etc. Last time was when we were all passing around the old blunt, fictionally of course. Life is just busy. Words
Maybe like
cannot express the regret I have in not going to Reconnect. It just wasn't in the cards this year. I watched the live streams though. Seeing everyone together like Damo, Landy, the SpikeGhetti Bros, all in their awards show drip, etc., warmed my heart. Seeing people like Momo and such being embraced and Regular Pat among others accepting their awards, just so damn cool. I really hope I can make it next time, or at least one time in general sooner or later. This community always puts a big smile on my face. If I had to recommend any ideas, I mean, Foam Keyblade Wars where we just get to lightly beat the shit out of each other, or perhaps something less violent, lol. I wasn't there, but cage-themed treats, you know, the classics, sea salt ice cream, flan, gin and tonic. Anywho, I hope everyone who made it home safe, and I hope to meet you all one day at such an event. May your hearts be your guiding keys. Mommy.
You got a little stank on.
I can't do it right now. My throat's hurting. Yeah, you do that.
Me.
Me. I can't
I
do
will
it.
say,
There was
Mrs. Guides made sea salt ice cream
and
for
it
everybody.
was so good.
And it was so fucking good.
I want it so bad.
Jay didn't get to have any, but it was so
I had to go
fucking good.
shoot pictures. I didn't
Yeah.
want to get ice cream on my suit.
Big mistake being in the actual wedding instead of just officiating.
Yeah,
it.
we had
It
to
was-
do wedding party.
It was so
pictures.
good. I can't even express how good it was. It was so good.
I've been begging Mrs. Guides every
like,
time I see her
give
for the
me
recipe.
that
Please.
recipe. The next answer is from our friend Sean, who we got to meet too.
I will say,
True.
Sean's is a legend because
Yes.
this guy didn't bring a swimsuit, but his ass got in the pool in his jeans anyway.
Hell
He's a
yeah.
real
Ways,
fucking-
dude.
A
He
real
was about
fucking
it.
legend.
He was
knew.
about it.
It was awesome. He answered, so many great ideas are being said. I would like if Reconnect took place at one of the Disneyland/World or Tokyo, since I have never been to neither, and having friends to lean on would make the stress of traveling to new places so much more bearable.
That's true.
So
That's a good idea.
true.
There's talk of SpikeGhetti Con maybe happening at a Disney park. There's talk about it.
Yes.
We're out there, you know, who's gonna give us the best deal? You know, we're shopping, okay?
We're shopping.
We're shopping.
We're shopping. Our next one is from Anix. They answered, loved the Reapers game missions. It's nice that they included activities inspired by a series tangential?
Tangentially. Tangential. I think they meant tangentially.
I can't speak. To KH.
Tangential, yeah.
I think it would be great if Final Fantasy got some love next time. Perhaps something Blitzball themed since it's been referenced in Cage before. They should also open next Reconnect with an instructional video on how to explain what Kingdom Hearts is to a normie. That way I'll know what to do when I get confused looks in the elevator holding a giant key and wearing a spiky anime pro tag wig.
True.
True. It's like, how do you even begin, really?
Dude, that happened. That happened.
Blitzball in the pool next year gonna go crazy.
Gonna go
Yeah.
crazy.
Gonna go crazy. When I elbow
shot.
when I elbow Landy out of the pool like Titus does and nod at him, dude, it's gonna go absolutely crazy.
The next one is from Zaltrax. They answered, something I'd like to see at Reconnect next year is the light of day, even if just for a moment. Hashtag free Zaltrax.
Yeah, Zaltrax didn't.
Zaltrax for the love of
Zaltrax did
God.
not have a chance of going when Pat bailed. That's for sure. Sorry, Zaltrax. Zaltrax is locked in Pat's basement. If you didn't know.
Zaltrax
Oh.
could have like snuck in the luggage of regular Pat.
Dang.
You know?
Yeah,
Dang. The next answer is from Cheese and Quackers. They said, maybe a Kingdom Hearts in real life experience. Let me give an example. Scene starts. You're walking down an alleyway with your Keyblade, and some nobodies come up and try to jack your shit. You start to get
shit.
overwhelmed with all of the nobodies around you, and you don't know what to do. Oh no, you freeze up, and you're not thinking straight. They take your Keyblade. Oh no, not my Keyblade. Sorry about that. Anyway, Cage in real life experience would be cool.
I'm actually cackling at thunking straight. You are not thunking straight.
Oh, I didn't even read. I read it right.
You read it right. I was like thunking straight. I fucking love that.
You just get jumped like that. That's the idea.
That's the experience. Well, if we have Reconnect in Detroit, I think
We
I
can
think we'll,
arrange that. Yeah.
Detroit. It can be arranged.
Cheery Theoden said a DashCon style ball pit.
Ugh. I don't know. After what happened to that Twitch streamer at TwitchCon with the foam pit, I don't think.
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah.
Stay away from
What?
that. She's a porn star, but they called her a Twitch streamer. But they were doing like the battle thing, you know, with the Q-tip things. And she knocked someone down, and then to celebrate, she just jumped ass first into the foam pit, and it wasn't a good foam pit, and she like literally like broke her spine. Like,
Oh yeah, I heard
Yep.
about that. Too spooky.
too spooky.
Ardziki answered next and said, reenacted scenes from all Cage games would be cool.
That's true.
Maybe like
shout
a
out to
finish that
Ardiki.
line kind of thing. I don't know.
Shout out to Ardziki, who when I watched the VOD of the wedding, said that I was killing it.
Heck yeah.
Mike is
Shout
killing
out
it right
Ardziki,
now.
dude.
Thank you, Ardziki.
And then our last, but definitely not least, from our dear friend Ribs, who celebrated her birthday with us
Happy
that
birthday,
weekend.
Ribs!
Happy birthday,
Birthday,
Ribs! So fun to meet you and celebrate with you. She said, first off, thank you to everyone who made Reconnect possible and amazing. Mr. and Mrs. Guides and their team did an amazing job. The Spike crew was so welcoming and more amazing than I could have expected. I feel so lucky to have found this community. And of course, the Cage community for embodying the message of friendship through and through. To this point, I wish I could have captured more of these moments in photos. After Reconnect, I found myself lamenting my lack of photos with all of the amazing people that I met and made memories with. I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this way. And not everyone is guaranteed? Wait, goated?
Goated.
Goated. I just like made that up.
Yep.
Goated at the selfie game or brave enough to ask for one. True. I don't think I have like any selfies on my phone from that. But anyways,
I have like 4. And then
I
I was like, I suck at this. Go next.
right? I think a dedicated wall or area for selfies/group photos would be a great way to make it more accessible to attendees. It could be just a nice, clear area with good lighting/potential good natural lighting that is marked. Or if we want to get more fancy, have a green screen with a dedicated camera that you could use and pick your own cage background provided by the organizers. Or just a green screen area where the content creators can do what they do best, Photoshop. I think the other ideas I had have already been said, but I'll just echo Corn in having dedicated lunchtime in the schedule. I don't think I ate lunch that whole weekend because I didn't want to miss anything, or I needed to change for an event in the afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's surprising to me actually. Now that Miss White Roof says it, that they didn't have like a banner, like a selfie
like
banner.
a Reconnect banner.
Right. That's an easy home run. Guides, I hope you're paying attention. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have like any pictures on my phone. I have some, but I wish I had gotten more for sure. I'm not the type of person that like asks people for pictures, but I
Right.
wish I had.
Next time.
Next time.
Well, that's everybody's answer. Jason, do you have an answer for this question of the week?
Dude, just that it would happen again, dude. Like, that's it. Like, that's all I could ask for. Like, it could be way worse as far as like from an organizational standpoint, and I wouldn't care.
Right.
Not that I don't appreciate all the hard work, because it was so clean, it was so amazing. Like I said earlier, like there was never any vibes of like stress or like this needs to happen now or that or this or that. And part of that is from like the amazing crew, and then part of that is from the amazing community where people aren't like, what the hell is going on here? You know, no one was being an a-hole or anything. And so yeah, if there was less events, like I wouldn't even mind, you know? Like,
Right,
if it was,
right.
I want an extra day. That's it, you know? Just happen again. But it's like so hard. Like extra day, it's like, you know, it was already Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and like that's like, you know, the most feasible for a lot of people to like be able to like take time off of, you know?
Yeah.
Like weekends. But
Well, I think what you do is you make Thursday the opening night, and then do all day Friday, all day Saturday, and then the morning Sunday.
yeah.
I mean, if people know that's coming, most people can probably take time off for that, you know? But
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's what we did travel-wise, you know?
Basically, yeah.
I agree with everything you're saying, Jay. I think if they do more events, I mean, I already talked about the breaks for lunch and stuff like that. Well, I think they also need to, like the Kingdom Hearts caucus, I missed most of it because I went to the bathroom, like, and then I came back, but
Yeah, I
still
missed it as well.
people were like talking to me about their favorite stuff, and that was really cool. And I think if they had an event or two like that where you get to interact with people more, because a lot of the events and by design are like, hey, sit here and be quiet and watch something, which that's great. But I think you need to maybe have 1 or 2 more events that are more like, hey, we get to interact with each other, because to me that's a lot of what Kingdom Hearts is about. So that's what I would like to see. And I do like all the gameplay ideas people are having, randos, and people really want to see Lance fight Yozora, which is huge. Makes sense. Tara, do you have any other answers you want to add to this?
I don't think so. I think it's a general consensus that we all like needed break times or meal times or like meal things. Because that was hard. We also just like simply couldn't get up in the morning after drinking so late every day.
Or just even like staying up, not even necessarily like drinking. Like
yeah,
just,
just staying up late in general.
Until like 5. Yeah.
I think an area where we could safely do that
Yeah.
would be nice.
That would be yeah.
I can't believe how early the bars close in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Like, that's insane. But anyway,
They're not about it in Dallas, I guess.
they're not.
Not about it. I feel like a lot of the ideas are great that people said for sure. It's hard to put like my events cap on because like there are so many ideas I have for like a SpikeGhetti gun.
Oh, and you don't want to share the ideas?
But they're like kind of specific to here, you know?
Specific SpikeGhetti con ideas. So.
Yeah, so.
What would be cool if there was like a QR code generator where you could make a QR code where it would give like like a way to like add people easily on some form of social
Oh,
media,
that'd be cool.
right?
Oh,
like a QR
yeah.
code for like, and like have it be part of the badge. That would be sick.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
yo,
no,
yo,
that's
add,
easy.
Add me
They could
on
do
Twitch
that.
or on Discord or whatever, and it's just a QR code for it.
When you buy your badge, you just put your info in there, and they could do that. That would be pretty easy, actually. That's cool. Good
so
idea.
you can stay connected, you know.
I
QR
think
codes are fucking easy.
The general consensus about merch, like after we saw people get their merch packages, I was like, I kind of want one.
Yeah.
So like having the ability to do that, I totally get they would need even more people to run like a merch booth essentially, but
Yeah.
that would be really cool. It was a really cool event either way.
Agreed. And again, I appreciate everybody's good ideas, but shout out to the event that was, because they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Just
And just like the overall feeling, really from the beginning, as someone that like has a foot maybe in the door of the community, like the video, like the opening ceremony video, like it just got you so hype for like what the weekend was about, and like it was just so fun. It was perfect, really. So
an incredible time, and a life-changing weekend for sure. All right, well, that's gonna do it for this week's question of the week. Next week's question of the week, ladies and gentlemen, is a bit of a silly one. A bit of a silly one. From the Gritty King himself, the first spaghetti cousin, SB Cat. And he wants to know, which Kingdom Hearts character / duo can land a plane without prior training? That's right. We're back on our bullshit.
Yes, sir.
So that will be the question of the fortnight, if you will.
The pilots are incapacitated.
The pilots
Which
are dead.
Kingdom Hearts duo with no prior training can land that bitch safely with minimal casualties?
So we want to know what you think. Feel free to get a little creative writing with it, you know? You flex your creative muscles with this one, guys. But anyway, that's going to do it for this week's Ansem Report podcast. The 201st episode. The episode where we can first say that we are a Million Dreams award-winning podcast.
woohoo!
Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. By the way, longest running, by the way. Take that, Churro. Just kidding. Love Churro. Great guy. Anyway, Jay. Actually, Tara, do you want to say the thing to Jason since you're our guest?
You want me to say it?
Tara,
I mean,
say it.
Or do you want to say the last thing he said?
I'm not saying the last thing. He has to say that.
say the thing, Tara.
How about this? I'll say the
I
thing
was
I
about to
normally
say
say.
it. Oh.
Jason will say the first thing he normally says, and you say the last thing.
No, I'm not saying the last thing.
Why not?
Because it's Jason's thing.
Okay, do you want to say the first thing he says?
Sure, I think I know what that is.
All right, Tara, hit him with it.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Now fuck off.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was episode number 201 of the Ansem Report podcast. I forgot to record the patrons with Tara and Jason, so I'm going to do it myself. I just want to say thank you guys for supporting us. Like I said earlier in the episode, we could not have gone to Reconnect without your guys' support. So with that being said, here we go. Famous for Nothing, Billy the Kid Lawrence, Corinne Verd, Dr. Lambic, DP Grant, SB Cat, Iron Aggro, Lisa S, Mr. Trumpeter 711, Swarles Barkley, Zach P, Pokemon Trainer J, It's Your Boy Woody, Elbow Juice, Panda Love, Jip 214, Boomer for KH, Frank Verb, Fabio the Iguana, Vetus, Lands of Masters, Regular Pat, What's Up Carl, Strawberry Mango, Librarian Gamer, Afro Roxas, Chene, Travis Town Jr., Phil Games, and Dick Butt 23. Thank you guys again so much. I'm hoping to have some more content up on the Patreon soon. I have a couple ideas, maybe some behind-the-scenes stuff with how we wrote the MDAs and things like that. But either way, we appreciate your guys' support. Thank you so much. Go to patreon.com/SuperSpikeGhetti Bros if you want to support us in that way. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.